designers, have you ever cut your design lines from your pattern, sewed it up, and then put it on you, and then you're like, why is it so big? Why do I have a gap on my neck? What am I doing wrong? That's because you didn't contour the pattern first. Let's get into this. All right, so first we're going to talk about the reason for contouring. So we have a design right here, right? And I cut this piece out. I don't need it no more. I just want the bottom. So we cut it out. We don't need it anymore. And the line that is touching is the orange line. That line gets smaller. Everything else stays the same. Whenever you cut a design, whatever line is touching, that's the one that gets smaller. So let's say we make a design here. Same thing. You get rid of that, and the line that is touching is the orange line. So that gets smaller. Now let's say we want to make a bustier. So we draw the lines, and we could keep the top and the bottom if we wanted, but today we're just going to keep the bottom. So we take the top and we get rid of it. Now the bustier, the bottom, is touching all these lines. The brown one gets smaller. The green one gets smaller. The blue and the yellow are connected, so you're going to have to make those smaller. Then you have the orange. So the red we do not touch, and also we do not touch the purple. Now let's talk about the bottom. We make a design in the bottom, but with this time we're keeping both pieces. So we're going to take this apart. Once we take it apart, both sides get smaller, the purple and the blue on both sides. All right, so let's try a different design. We're going to do a V-neck. I guess that's a V-neck. And we're going to use the ruler to just curve it a little bit. This is going to be cut on the bias. Now it's touching the red and it's touching the orange. So those get smaller. Everything else stays the same. This one is a halter top. Let's make it. Well, let's try to make it, because, I can't draw for nothing. Now, I'm a nerd when it comes down to math, and I love fashion, and I'm good at fashion. But drawing, I wish I knew how to. Somebody needs to help me with that. But yeah, let's move on. So the blue and the green is being touched. So that one and that one gets closed. Everything else stays the same. Now that you have the understanding of contouring, let's do the pattern. Come on, designers, let's go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is the bust radius. The standard size is 3 inches. That's from your nipple to the underwire of your bra. So we're going to take the ruler and we're going to put it on 3 at the bust point. Then we're going to take the pencil and put it on 6 and go all the way around. The total will be 3 inches. As you can see, I had to put a paper underneath it because it was giving me problems. The table has holes in it. Now we're going to do the Guideline One, which is the cutout necklines. You measure all the way around the neckline of the pattern and you divide it by 2. So my measurement was about 5. I divided it by 2, so the total will be 2.5. Right here. Next, you take the measuring tape and you let it touch this line and this line. And you make a straight line. From there, you come out 1/4. And you connect the lines. Let's make that 1. Next is Guideline 2. That is your cutout armhole. That's from the end of your shoulder to your bust point. So make a straight line and come out a 1/2 inch. Then connect the lines. Let's make that 2. Next is your guideline 3. That's the armhole ease. It's the curve of your armhole. So you're going to make a straight line to your bust point. The measurement is 1/4, so you're going to come out 1/4. Then connect the lines. Let's make this 3. Next up is Guideline 4. That's your Empire style line. That's underneath your bust. So the standard measurement for that is 3/4. They want you to divide that by 2, so it's 3/8. You put that on both sides. Here's where it gets a little weird. They want you to come in 1/16 on both sides. So as you can see, I was actually struggling because it's really small. Next, they want you to connect these lines. Now, I was going to use this curve ruler, but I just winged it. I think winging it is better. And I must say, not bad for winging it, because I can't draw for shit. Let's make this 4. Next up, Guideline 5. That's contour between the bust. So that's from here to here. Make a straight line and a right angle here. The standard measurement is 3/4. They want you to divide that by 2, so it's 3/8 on both sides. From there, connect the lines. Let's make that 5. Next up is Guideline 6, and that's for your strapless designs. That's your mid-shoulder to your bust, so you have to divide your mid-shoulder. From there, mark a line right here. Next, they want you to add 1, 2, and 3. 1 was 1/4, 2 was 1/2, and 3 was 1/4. The total for that was 1 inch. They want you to subtract 1 inch from 1/8, and that becomes 7/8. From there, they want you to divide 7/8 by 2, and that becomes 7/16. You put the 7/16 on both sides. Now connect the lines. Next is your shoulder, which is your shoulder seam. You come in 1/8 and you connect the lines. From there, we're going to do the side seam. You come in 1/2 inch and you connect the lines. Now we're going to do the back bodice. First, we're going to do the side seam. It's 1/2 inch, so you're going to go in 1/2 inch and you're going to connect the lines. From there, we're going to the shoulder, which is the shoulder slope. You go in 1/8 and then you connect the lines. All right, designers, if you want to learn how to make the bodice pattern, here is part 1, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice.